Hello everyone, and good evening. I am joined with Pumpkin today.
Say hi, Pumpkin. You're on camera.
Okay. So we just got back from HEB. I didn't film there because I was literally just running in to get some stuff from the pharmacy and then coming back. I feel like every video I do is later. I mean to be doing it earlier and going throughout the day, but like I said, I'm still trying to work out the camera stuff to be able to do that. I've gotten my camera where I can record and stuff, but I still haven't figured out. Ooh, I'm so sorry, that was probably very disgusting here. I still haven't figured out how to stitch them together. I'm working on it. I'm a slow learner, okay? I'm also a visual learner, so I've been watching a lot of things on YouTube to try to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this one short today. I say try, but you know what happens when I try to keep things short every time. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it probably under 12 minutes or so, maybe at 12, I'm not sure. I don't really know what to talk about honestly today. Today's kind of be a boring day to talk. So yeah, let's just jump right into whatever we should talk about. Let's go. So I thought today we could talk about my animals. I mean, it's a good topic to talk about. Hold on, let me close that a little so the light glare. Aggressive. Okay, so let's talk about my animals. Where should I start? When I was a kid, I had an irrational fear of dogs. Nothing happened between me and dogs. I just came out of the wound, saw a dog, and was like, hell no. I don't know why. Just was. I got over it when I got a little bit older. We had dogs around, but I wasn't really around them. They were my great uncle's dogs, but I don't really remember them much. They were older when I was younger. And so I think the first dog that I ever had a connection with was Sweet. He was an Australian Shepherd, I think. Or is it a German Shepherd? You know, I don't know why, but I always get those two mixed up. I know they look completely different, but the fact that they both have Shepherd in their name, my brain. But I think it's an Australian Shepherd. Yeah, because he had longer hair. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Sweet, and he got his name for a reason, okay? We were visiting my cousin Maddie, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know that we went to a place that had dogs. I kind of remember it just being like someone's backyard, honestly, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But anyway, we went there, and we went there with my cousin because she was looking for a dog or something like that, or she just wanted to see them. I'm not sure. And then there was Sweet, and he was a little skittish, very, very, very scared of things, very scared of loud noises, loud people, you know, stuff like that. But Mom decided to get him, or Mom decided to get him. I'm not sure exactly who decided to get him. But we got him, we brought him home, and for a while I just stayed away from him because my irrational fear with dogs. Oh, and to make it even worse, the neighbor across the street had a black lab puppy that whenever me and Papa went over there to like talk to him, the puppy would jump at me and like try to knock me to the ground, which I felt like was terrifying, but yeah. So we got Sweet, and he was basically a rug dog. And when I say rug dog, I mean rug dog. He will lay on the ground and you'll step on him and he'll just be like... And so he was the best first dog I could ever get. Honestly, he was so calm and chill. He was pretty skittish, and he did jump our fence a couple times, which is why we made it a little taller. If you saw my shorts for around my birthday, you could see that we have like lattice along the top of our fence. That's because of him, but we still kept it up even though he's gone now. But yeah, he stayed around, and I loved him. I would lay on top of him, he wouldn't care, and he was very protective of me. If I was outside with him, I remember he was always by me. Always, no matter what I was doing outside. And because we had a fenced-in area, Mom would just let me go out in the front yard with the door open, you know, dog's out there, he's gonna protect me. And he didn't bark at anything, like people passing by, birds, squirrels, he did not bark. The only time he barked is when I was in danger. So if someone would come up to the fence and start like talking to me, he would bark. Or this one time, really funny story, Papa, my grandfather, he used to travel Texas basically for his work. He worked at Stylecrest, and he did like a bunch of things back and forth, whatever. And so he used to be gone for months or weeks or whatever, and I wouldn't see him. And then he'd come home, and I'd be so excited. But for some reason, he came home a little while later. I was crying for something. I don't even know what it was. And we had a couch, and there was like this little table by the front of the couch, and I was laying towards that part of the couch, or maybe it was the chair, I can't remember. But anyway, underneath the tables where Sweet lay, that was his safe place. He would get away from my Uncle David's dogs, he would get away from people, he would hide when the fireworks would come or whatever, or if someone's car drove real fast by and made loud noises, you know, stuff like that. And so he was laying there, and I was crying, and then Papa comes down and like kneels down next to me and was like, "What's wrong, baby? What's wrong?" And then Sweet, thinking that I'm crying because my grandfather is hurting me, turns around in the thing and barks as loud as he can. And if you've ever heard an Australian Shepherd like deep bark, it's loud, okay? And so he barks right in my grandfather's ear. And then he realizes that who it is and that he's not gonna hurt me. And then he feels completely bad or whatever, and then Papa's like, you know, it's okay, I'm just trying to calm her down. And so yeah, that was the best first dog that I could have. And then we got another dog, which we didn't get it. We were started with pet sitting the dog. It was one of my mom's friends, got it for his girlfriend and her kid, but then they broke up and she didn't want to keep the dog. She didn't want to have the responsibility of a kid and dog. Understandable. And then the guy didn't really want to keep the dog either, and so he was trying to find a place for it, and so we were holding on to it until he could, and I fell in love with this puppy. Okay, I have never fallen in love with a puppy before then. All the puppies I was terrified. They'd jump on me, they'd try to lick me. It was terrifying. Okay, so I was about to tell the story, but then my mom called and I had to go run and do that. Little change of plans. I have to go sit with my aunt's dog for a little while. So I guess I'll take y'all over there and we can finish the stories there, but I gotta go right now. So, almost fell. I got more information, so I'm not having to go over there right now. I'm waiting for a phone call to see if I have to go over there. But if I do, it'll be way later, so I'll already be done with this. So let's continue with the story. Okay, left off. Yes, the puppy. So this yellow lab / pug mix puppy. Yes, you heard me correctly. A lab mixed with a pug. How that happened, I don't know. Was he the most adorable thing in the world? Yes, he was. Bo Wesley. Okay, his name was already Bo, just B-O. But when I decided that this is gonna be my dog, probably it was closer to like November or whatever when this happened, I came in one day and told my mom, Santa said I could keep him. And that was really the end of the conversation. How are you supposed to tell a little, 6-year-old girl that she can't keep the dog just because Santa said she could. And how I decided to say Santa said I could, who knows. But, oh, I forgot that that's not on. Whoa, that makes me so bright. I look washed out. Is it better if I'm like this? I feel like it's not, because you can't see my face. Do I turn? Ooh, that's sideways. Ooh, that's not right. Ooh. See, I'm still trying to work out camera logistics, okay? Ignore my clothes back there. So anyway, Santa said could keep him, so we kept him. And we named him Beau Wesley. Wesley after The Princess Bride, Wesley, Mom's favorite movie. So yeah, we had Beau Wesley, and he was my dog. Sweet was like the family's dog, more me, Mom, Papa's dog. I think they're the one that's actually like got him. But Beau Wesley was my dog. He slept in my bed. I put clothes on him. I dressed him in pretty pink princess dresses and everything nice. Pink collars, all of this. He did not care. I even tried booties on him, which he did not like those. But I was trying for like winter time so his feet doesn't get too cold, and then because we live in Texas, it's freaking hot outside, so I was trying to wear him clothes so we could go walking. Yeah, and he was the first dog I had. And then we didn't really get any other dogs because we thought 2 is enough. And then Sweet passed away from having cancer in his bladder. And then we got some cats. We already had, which I didn't have a cat. Skyla was my mother's cat first, but she kind of warmed up to me. I have videos of me being a baby, and that cat was literally side-eyeing me because she was like, "You took my mother away from me." Because she was the child first, and then I came along. But Skyla and me, we warmed up together. And then we had some outside cats like Smokey and Gino. But the one cat that became mine was Nibbles. Nibbles was a cat from a whole litter of cats and their mama that got dropped off on the edge of our street. And the neighbors across from us, they took the cats in, but they did not want cats. The parents did not want cats. So the person finally came and picked up the cats. Apparently her boyfriend hated that her cat had kittens and just dumped them. She apparently dumped him. Yes, girl. And so they kept one cat, but they left him outside. This itty bitty little kitten left outside to fend for himself with another colony of cats that wasn't really trusting of him because he was an outsider. And so he would meow outside their front door for hours and hours on end. Finally, I got fed up with hearing tiny little precious kitten meows yowling on the outside of right across the street from us. So I started feeding him. I started bringing him into the back room. I started taking care of him. The people over there didn't even care that he was missing, okay? I had him in my back room. They didn't ask. They didn't care. They were like, "Oh, he ran away. Oh, well." Like, what? And then they moved, and we kept the cat. Or I did, really. And Nibbles was my little baby. He was my first cat. My, first cat that I owned. I took care of him. Eventually, he got close with my grandfather more. All the cats seemed to do that. Rude. I'm the one that feeds you. But, so yeah, that was my first cat. And then we kind of adopted one of the neighboring cats, Jinxie. She kind of became our cat in a way. And then we started fostering cats. We moved out of this house for a little while into a guest house of a friend's. And we started fostering cats from foster places. And we were fostering this one litter, and that's how we got Nako. We still have Nako, by the way. So yeah, we got Nako, and he was just an itty bitty baby. And they had him neutered way too early, so he has so much urinary tract infection problems his whole life. We've kind of got it under control now, but we still have to watch him. We still have to, like, make sure. So, yeah. And then, unfortunately, during the giant big freeze in Texas, I lost Nibbles and Jinxie. I believe Jinxie was first. Oh God, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I was having my wisdom teeth removed, I think what it was. Maybe it was either my wisdom teeth or I was just having another procedure where I had to be put under anesthesia. And anesthesia? Is that how you say that? Anesthesia. The stuff that makes you sleep, okay? And I had a dream that she came to me and she was saying goodbye, and I had no idea why. And then when I woke up, no, I don't think it was from my teeth because that was later. Yeah, it was probably from the other thing I did. I had an endoscopy. Yeah, that's what it's called, endoscopy. To check to see why I was getting sick and stuff like that. Because I'm super anemic most of the time, and they were trying to figure out where my blood was going, because they couldn't figure out where my blood was going. Anyway, different story. So anyway, we were sitting, and I was like trying to wake up and stuff. And then I looked over to Mom and I said, I had a nice dream about Jinxie. You know, she came to me and was like saying goodbye and stuff. I don't know why. And then Mom started like crying, and I was like, what is going on? And she's like, I just got a call from Papa. Jinxie was found dead on the back porch. God, I can't. I'm sorry. God, that got me. Oh, I basically broke down like this the first time. It was really heartbreaking though, because I loved her. She was my first girl cat. I had boys before her. And like, I found her outside, and I saved her from being attacked by other cats. Like, it was a whole big deal, and I took care of her after she lost 2 of her litters. Wow. I'm so sorry. I couldn't even... I honestly did not think that I would get emotional just talking about it, but apparently I do. Oh, cheese. Cheese and crackers. Okay. Oh. So, I wasn't with her when she passed away, which hurt me more than anything. We had already lost Sweet before, but I was with him. We had to take him to the vet and we had to put him down, and oh, it was so hard for us too with him, but we knew he was hurting. He was literally chewing his back end raw. He was bleeding all the time because he was just trying to chew down to the hurt spot, like dogs do. They try to get rid of what hurts, and they don't understand that's probably killing them more, but they don't care. They just want to get rid of the pain, which I understand. And so I wasn't with her, and when we got home, Papa had already moved her into a trash bag, but I wanted to see her. I wanted to see her. So I saw her, and then we took her to, I think we took her to a vet. Yeah, we took her to the vet because I wanted her to get cremated. And so we got her cremated, which now I hate that I got all of my animals cremated. I absolutely despise that I thought that was a good idea. Because looking at their boxes on the shelf doesn't feel right to me. I feel like I shouldn't have to look at their ashes every day. That they should be in the ground where they belong, where Earth can take them back to the spirits, and I was very worried that their spirit hadn't moved on. I still am. Gosh. Oh, moving on. So after that, then my cat Nibbles got sick, and we thought maybe Jinxie was sick and we just didn't know it. So we took Nibbles to the vet, but this was during the big giant snow stream thing, and they weren't letting us in. They wouldn't let me in with him. They wouldn't let me go in with him, which I absolutely hated. And then, you know, we hadn't even eaten breakfast yet, so we went back to the house to like eat breakfast, and then we were gonna go back, and then Papa comes in and he's like, we can't drive in this weather. We don't have the wheels to drive on ice. We're in Texas. We don't really get ice on the roads. So we couldn't drive back up there. And that was really hard because they told me that the only way that they could help him was like this: a lot of money surgery or to put him down. And we are not the most fortunate people when it comes to money, so I had to pick the put him down option, and I couldn't be there. So they video called us. They're so sweet for this. They video called us, and I got to watch him as they put it in, and I talked to him, and I hoped he heard me. And then the stupid ice storm, it took out our electricity. And I lost him. I'm so sorry. And I never got to see him again until I got his ashes back. Which might have been the best option for him, just because I don't know how I would have gotten his body back to me, because we couldn't even drive. And it was too far to walk, and the kind of cold that it was. God, I do not mean to be such a mess. Oh my goodness. Here I thought talking about my animals might be a fun, happy time, but then I started talking about the dead ones. Oh my god. Oh, and I've almost taken up freaking 23 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna end it here. I'm literally about to break down. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end it here, because if I get into Bo, I'm literally not gonna be able to do anymore. My goodness. I am so sorry for the sad thing we're going to have to end this on. Gosh. Alright, but we are gonna have to end this because I'm almost out of time for recording. Come back. I promise I won't be too sad the next time. I love you. Good night.